Hello, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about how someone with a business type of company is going to configure the system. So configuring of the company business type is very similar to partnership, only it requires maybe a bit more users and the approval workflow can be made more complicated depending on the business that you have or your company policies. So we're going to jump right into it. The first step whenever you are configuring for the company, as usual, is you start with the users. I've already pre-populated users so that we can get right to configuring our approval workflow. So over here, I have created a number of users, and all of them have a purpose in this whole system. Um, Linda Procurement is from the procurement department with a role in procurement. The reason why I've created Linda is because anyone with a role in procurement has the permission to create PRs and to create POs. So that's going to be their purpose as we proceed with the video. For John Approver, the role is approver and the department is finance. I have named the users specifically to how we are going to use them inside the approval workflow for easy understanding for anyone watching the video. And then we have Maria Approver too. She is from the administration department and has a role of approver. So the way we have configured it is to ensure that when we go to the approval workflow, we are going to be able to configure the workflows very easily. The only person I've not added here is anyone with a finance role, which you can do later as we continue with the videos. And according to the permission, anyone with a finance role is allowed to create invoices and to create payments. Otherwise, if you do not have anyone with procurement role or finance role, the admin themselves can be able to create POs, to create invoices, to create payments. So now we can proceed. I'm hoping that the user section is easy for you to understand and to comprehend what we are doing. So keep in mind every user that we've created here, except the company owner, because the company owner is us, the me, who has created the users, and the admin can access every page or every section. For the permissions, unless you want to change permissions, maybe you now want someone who has the approver role to have certain permissions, you can do that. So everything really just depends on how your company works. For the role section, as usual, we have default rules. Departments, you have default departments. For the exchange rates, if you are working with a different currency, you can come and configure it. So we'll go straight to approval workflows. So in this section for approval workflow, we already have PO and PRs, which have already been created for us by default whenever we sign into the system. So what we're going to do is we are going to configure the purchase requisition approval using the users that we have created. So you can see in this section, it's not like partnership. We don't have the partnership workspace. We go straight to adding a workflow level and then adding our role. So the first person we can add here, we can first start by editing the procurement review that has already been configured for us and ensuring that the first user that we have who is going to approve for us the first level has been configured correctly. So we'll come here to procurement review, which has been created for us, and we will click edit level. As you can see, it's showing us that the level name is procurement review, the level order is 1, the department is procurement, and the minimum and maximum amount are empty. Now, because we are working with a company, we can add a little bit more information. And also we have to remove the department because the first approver we have or the first user we have is in the finance department and they have the role of approver. So we can change the level name as well and call it finance review because that's where we are starting. The level order is the first level. Their department is finance. and we can give them an amount. It can be from 0 to 10,000 Kenya shillings. And then you can click update level. And their role has already been selected for us here. It's the approver role, so we don't need to change that. We also have a second approver or user that we have created, and that user is in management. So we can say management approval, give them level 2, select their department. Their department is administration, and they can start by approving from 10,001, and then we can leave the maximum amount empty. So 10,001 going upwards maybe to even millions, because this is the management approval, and we create that level. Then we come to the section of workflow levels, and we select an approver for level 2 who has the title management approval, department administration. Their role is approver. Inside our user section, we give them the role of approver, so we assign that to them. And there you have your finance review and management approval review. Now, as we start creating PRs and POs, you will start seeing the importance of configuring your workflow level. The next place we can configure when we're working as a company or in the company business type is, of course, our suppliers again. Suppliers are very important because they're what we will choose from once we create our POs. And as usual, you can type in your own suppliers, or if you have an Excel sheet, you will choose that Excel sheet file, and then you will import your suppliers into the system instead of going through it one by one. Let me add mine. And just like that, my suppliers have been added into the system. So that's it for configuration of the system and for different business types. In the next video, we are now going to create a PR when we are in sole proprietorship, and then we'll go to partnership and company as usual and see how everything looks like and how it works. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Goodbye.